Warning! We are about to spoil Ratcatcher from 1999. If you haven't seen the film and plan on watching it, then click away now. Or if you've already seen it, or you just don't care, then please, stick around. You know something? I'm having a really good day. Had a great day at work, feeling great, feeling healthy. Now I know we're about to watch a Lynn Ramsey movie and it's usually super depressing, but I'm going to be optimistic in this case and say, come on, it's her first directorial debut. How bad could it be? 10 minutes later.
Yep, that's a dead child.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Cinema Roulette. We're back on the director's wheel, and thank you so much for tuning in.
This is the level of excitement we should be going into this episode with.
No, yeah, trust me, it's we're not gonna be that excited, but you always gotta start things off with the bang. It's gonna be, it's the best show we can make it. We give with what we're got, so.
Before we even say a title, there has to be a content warning this episode. Yes, Lynn Ramsey movies we've covered already been pretty heavy. This will contain both abuse towards children, towards adults. There's children who die. There is talks of suicide. There is talks of assault, even though not directly shown in the movie, just implied. This is not going to be, if you need a happy, uplifting episode, this isn't it.
No, yeah, that's just generally what we've come to expect from Lynn Ramsey, and we love her for it, but my God, did she decide to start out with just boom, right in your face.
Her directorial debut, I mean, she did do short films before this,
yeah.
But her first feature-length.
Her first feature-length film, so... but yeah, this is the 1999 film, Ratcatcher.
Ah! For God's sake, look at the state of my cotton.
I forgot to mention dead animals as well.
Yes, and trigger warning, dead animals. Also, that silence was lovely.
That silence was lovely.
But, yeah, so if any of those you are not comfortable with, then you can click away.
Yeah, we understand.
Yeah.
Listen to one of the other 200 episodes we have.
Exactly.
Oh, there was a joke I wanted to make. I stopped myself.
I'm going to say that's a good instinct, then. When you stop yourself, then you know.
It was going to be like, go watch our review of the third Lone Wolf and Cub movie. Way more fun.
Yeah, no.
Of episodes I want to redo, that one can stay where it is.
No. I didn't even want to do that to begin with. Why would I want to redo it?
It's fair. We only had to because it was in the middle of the series. If it was the last movie, there would be a chance we'd just say no to the episode.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, Ratcatcher. I'm trying to think if there's any more banter beforehand.
Not really, honestly. Like, it's a weird one. It's way more art house than her other movies that we've seen, at least, personally.
Mm-hmm. I will say, though, our opening joke is almost literal of what happened before we watched the movie.
Yeah, like, I'm going to say, like, how bad can it really be? And he's like, that's probably not going to happen. I'm like, I know.
It's gonna be lighthearted. She has to be at least somewhat comfortable with general audiences in her first movie. No.
This is who I am, motherfuckers. You don't like it, get out.
Unapologetically mean.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's not... And as Cameron said, this is more art house, so the synopsis will probably be shorter here. Because this is very much a vibes movie.
Mm-hmm.
Or, neo-realism. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, it reminded me a lot of, like, French New Wave and Italian neorealism. It was just in its just in how it's shot and stuff.
I love how the two movies we've covered that count as neo-realism are both not from Italy.
I know, right? Because this one comes to us from Scotland.
From Glasgow.
Yes.
So, I'm not stalling. You're stalling.
Yeah, audience.
But let's get to the synopsis. We open with a kid named Ryan who is wrapping himself in a curtain before his mom slaps him in the back of the head. They're going to go see his dad. However, while walking down the street, Ryan slips away because back in his little apartment, he saw his friend was playing down by a creek. We also could see clearly this isn't the richest neighborhood. There's boarded up windows, there's trash in the streets. It's not a great place, but people are living. Ryan slips away to go talk to his friend, whose name is James. They play by the river. Ryan pushes James into the river. James drags Ryan into the river. They're throwing mud, pushes Ryan under. Ryan drowns. Oh. Hi, Lynn. Hi, Lynn. Forgot we were watching one of your movies, and it's only been 10 minutes.
Yep, and already we've killed a kid.
So, James runs home. We see his mother looking out the window as some of the local men in town pull Ryan's body out of the river. She comforts her son. She thought it was just him. I don't think she knows he drowned James by accident. Or, sorry, drowned Ryan by accident.
Mm-hmm.
But James is our actual main character. We are going to be with him. He lives with his mother. I'm assuming stepdad, the way he talks to his sisters.
Mm-hmm.
He also has two stepsisters, one older, one younger. And we see the dad, whose name is George. Which I don't think they say his name, but the subtitles say his name is George.
Yeah.
Because even in the credits, I think he was just he was just labeled as Da.
Da. Yeah, it was Da and Ma for the dad and mom.
This is kind of the usual, somewhat deadbeat dad that literally just tells James, like, hey, go get a beer for me.
Well, I watched this game.
Well, I watched some football! But it's Europe, so it's soccer.
Yeah.
James does go get him a beer. He tries a sip of it. His youngest sister sees him and snitches because she's a fucking snitch.
Mm-hmm.
James goes outside and sees a teenage girl getting bullied by just a gang of roving bullies that are in this town.
Yeah, they just go around being assholes.
They toss her glasses in the little river where Ryan drowned. James kind of tries to talk to her. She asks, like, hey, do you see my glasses? He does, but he doesn't want to go near the river for some reason. But he says he doesn't see her glasses. Still makes somewhat of a friendship with her. While James is heading home, we see Ryan's mother moving out of the neighborhood. However, while lifting a piano into a moving truck with her husband, she accidentally drops it and immediately snaps at the husband about how it's his fault that Ryan died, and she's just she goes into pure hysteria. James's mother tries to comfort her, and then Ryan's mother's like, hey, you should go up into Ryan's room and grab something. You can have it. The box up there is a pair of shoes, which doesn't fit James, but he still says, like, he clearly is traumatized trying to go up to that room. He quickly grabs the box and runs back downstairs. He says thank you, but the shoes don't fit. We also meet another kid whose name is Kenny, and Kenny is the most innocent person in this movie. He has big dreams of opening a zoo one day because he has a hamster. He's going to get a mouse for his birthday. He likes animals.
Yeah.
I'm jumping around a lot. Like, if you've actually watched this movie, tell I'm jumping around a lot, but a lot of this is mostly just James hanging out in town. Like, we just see this town getting worse and worse. And there is actually a reason for that. Is on TV, but I think we kind of missed it while we were watching because everyone's accent is super thick.
Yeah. You can absolutely tell that these are all Scottish people.
These were all that, like, Lynn Ramsey made a point to get
Yes.
people who weren't famous actors.
Yeah, like non-actors, even getting her like niece or something in there, I think is who that was. Yeah,
I thought it was her daughter.
Nope, her niece, Lynn Ramsey Jr. Yeah.
Town is also getting kind of worse. We're seeing more and more trash pile up. What was going on at the time in Glasgow was there was a strike from sanitary workers, so trash was starting to really pile up, and there was more and more rats infesting places.
Yeah, it was the Binmin strikes, also called the Winter of Discontent.
That's what the Winter of Discontent is.
Yeah,
I've heard that before.
Yeah, in September, February 78 and February 79, characterized by widespread strikes in the public, and there was just garbage piled up and all these fire hazards, and it was just a very crappy time.
Especially in a poorer neighborhood like this.
Yeah.
So, at one point, James starts somewhat hanging out with the group of bullies. The teen girl we saw earlier in Margaret has a run with the bullies while James is there, and they bring her to a house, and James is set on lookout duty. I don't feel like saying this because it's fucking gross.
Yeah, that's fair.
What happens in this scene? While James is being lookout for them, make sure no adults come by, the group of bullies basically assaults Margaret. They even invite James to join. However, he just lays on top of her to seemingly stop them from being able to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
We also see, James sees his older sister going on a bus heading somewhere. She won't tell him where, so he gets some money and decides to get on the next bus. He ends up in construction of a town similar to his, but these are brand new houses in a new field far away. And he just kind of relaxes. He hangs out in the somewhat finished home. He even sees through it would just be a window way because the window isn't there.
I guess, yeah, where a window would be, it's just kind of an open hole in the wall.
Yeah, because it's still under construction, but he sees a big open field, and he goes and rolls around, he plays it, and then walks home. Back at home, things are getting kind of worse. Everyone's getting fleas from all the rats being around. And we get a scene where the bullies start... Well, James sees... But it's Kenny's birthday, and he got the mouse he wanted. So he comes down and shows it to James, but the bullies are there, and they start tossing the mouse around. Kenny tries to get it back. It's eventually tossed to James. However, he still has a level of not being a dickhead.
Mm-hmm.
So he gives Kenny back the mouse. And the bullies keep trying to say, no, your mouse can fly. He can fly. Toss him at the wall as hard as you can. Which Kenny seems to not fall for this, go upstairs, but all of a sudden calls down to the boys, and he
I didn't say anything.
Oh, I think I heard an echo of myself. He tied his mouse to a balloon and then sends it off flying. So and then we follow that balloon as it goes to the moon, and then the mouse makes a colony of other mice all on the moon, and they live happily ever after.
Hooray.
That's also not me building to a dark joke. That is what happens in the movie.
Yeah, they literally show it.
Well, maybe not literal.
Well, yeah, but they still show it.
Yeah. Later in the day, we see Kenny by the river trying to catch a fish with a net and some bread. James is hanging out with Margaret. During this, Kenny almost drowned. He falls into the lake and almost drowns himself. However, his mother went and got George, and George saves the kid before heading back home to pass out. This whole time too, James's family has been trying to plan to move out of this neighborhood because everything kind of sucks here,
Mm-hmm.
and they have people coming over to look over the house. Also, during this time, James and Margaret bathe together. They just have a. This sounds like it could be a lot worse due to things that have happened in the movie, but no, they are just kind of being kids playing in a bubble bath.
Yeah. It was, I have a fun fact about that later, actually. Not fun, but a fact.
Oh. I thought it was going to be like I was right about when watching a scene that part of it was like, no, that's just them having fun.
No, that was literally, like, the intention. Like, because, well, fuck it, I guess I'll just say it now. When the movie was released, apparently the Scottish tabloids went rampant with it. They were saying that the film contains underage sex, which it doesn't.
Oh.
And so she kind of had to defend that nude bathing scene. And yeah, just say that like it wasn't intended to be sexual. It was just kids having fun. She said, I was very lucky to get that scene, but it was the toughest one I've ever shot.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Mm-hmm.
It's also kind of the last time we see innocence from James.
Exactly.
We'll get to that.
Yes.
After this, the inspectors arrive and James goes and answers the door and lets them in. However, George has not cleaned up at all. He's still muddy from saving Kenny. So the inspection seemingly does not go great. George even blaming James and saying if we don't get to move, it's his fault.
Mm-hmm.
James also during this scene describes the construction house he was at in hopes that like that's his future. They get to move in there where it will be nice and happy and warm and not full of bed bugs.
Mm-hmm.
However, due to saving a child in this town, the George gets an award for being a hero. They go to the award ceremony, and things seem to be getting a bit better. George is even getting ready for work one day. Well, he's getting ready to go work after the ceremony. He did have a couple of drinks because he's an alcoholic.
Yep.
And he's walking down the street. A girl walks up to him and is like, "Hey, mister, can you hold my cat while I go get some ice cream?" George says, "Sure." And he's sitting there, he's petting the cat. All of a sudden, the bullies come up and start. They make fun of him. He snarks back, and they start to fight. They cut George. They may have stabbed the cat. It's kind of implied, but not shown.
Yeah, thankfully.
And when George goes back home, he's very much in a shittier mood. He slaps his wife. James just can't take it at this point and goes back outside. He runs off to Margaret's and spends the night with her. The two do say they love each other, but it seems very clear that James doesn't really know what this means.
Mm-hmm.
We see the military come into town and start clearing out the trash bags and rats, which again was an actual thing that happened.
Oh yeah.
They had to get the military involved because I think there was like 7,000 tons of trash in the streets at this point.
It's something ludicrous like that. Yeah.
Might have even been 70. It was the streets were vile.
Yeah.
Basically.
Refuge just piled up because they're like, we're not fucking working. You pay us more.
By the time James gets back, the town is cleaner, but he still spots rats like hiding inside of dumpsters and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
We see an implication that Mary is still being assaulted by the bullies. Kenny in a level of innocence, tries to talk to James and is like, "So you think the mouse's name was Snowball? You think Snowball's on the moon yet?" And James, at this point, completely lost of any childhood whimsy, says, "Snowball's dead. You killed him."
Mm-hmm.
And this kind of breaks Kenny as he starts repeating stuff.
takes like
Just almost
it just takes a pole, starts spinning around on it, saying words. He just kind of breaks.
kind of breaks. James tries to go home, but life there is still a mess. He run he runs off one last time down to the river, and he jumps in himself. We do see a cut to him and his family carrying their furniture through the golden fields into. Oh, I did forget a scene. I hate that I'm saying the ending, but I do have to reverse back. He does try to go back to the neighborhood where he played around, but the houses are more finished and he's locked out.
Mm-hmm.
This, combined with his home life still being bad, he jumps in the river. We see a vision of him and his family carrying their furniture to the house, but the movie ends on a shot of him in the river not resurfacing.
Yep.
Lynn Ramsey, everybody!
And that was Ratcatcher. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yeah. Heavy movie. Just a bit. Huh. I don't even know where we start with this one.
I don't either, because there's not really with movies like this that are poetic and art house, it's hard to be like, this is good, this is bad, because it's not being told the normal way a movie is told.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a very art house movie. It's a very strange movie, and one that you kind of have to like look up a bit of the background and like really think about it for a bit, I feel, to really fully grasp what it was going for. Because, I mean, I'll just say right off the bat, this is not the kind of movie me and Justin would just casually watch.
Yeah, it's really not, which is also kind of the point of the show.
Yeah.
That's why we have a wheel bunch of random movies.
But it just took me personally a while to just fully digest it and like really form an opinion on it, longer, more so than most movies, just because of how it is. Yeah, and it's definitely really good, and it's really heavy if you like that kind of thing, but it's just, man.
Yeah, it's...
I think it's almost even less accessible than the other Lynn Ramsey movies we've covered.
Oh, 100%. Like, we need to talk about Kevin is also very poetic and full of symbolism, but there's still a flowing narrative to it.
Yeah, this one's way more abstract, way more like slice of life in this town, like it with just other weird things happening. It's just interesting.
The thing I do like about it, though, is even for an art house film, it's still really obvious what at least one of the main themes is, which is loss of innocence.
Yeah, that's at least my takeaway from it, because just in showing everything and like not only like the kid slowly losing his innocence throughout, but all the symbolism, like the house being locked, he's never able to go back to it, and he just can't deal with it, basically.
Yeah, another good moment between... Hold on, I forgot names. James playing in the field and seeing Snowball go to the moon. The same music plays, implying very much that like this is the childhood whimsy. We're finally away from the harsh reality for just a moment to see something fantastical like a mouse going to the moon or just playing in a field and being happy.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like that was kind of the point. But like even not knowing anything about the background of the bin strikes of 1970, like you can still appreciate it and see what it's going for.
Yeah, that encroaching feeling of things keep getting worse here as no one addresses it. And even after some government assistance comes in, it's still lingering. There's still fleas. There's still rats.
Yeah, definitely. And apparently one of the writing decisions as well was kind of just in general the phenomena of pack mentality and emotional desensitization. And that was why she decided to cast around a young male lead, because she felt those qualities were better reflected in a preteen.
Yeah, it works there too. I also was looking into other readings of the movie, and one of the themes brought up is toxic masculinity, which kind of explains the ending more.
I can see that, yeah.
Mainly because of James's stepdad. when things get worse for his stepdad, he pushes everyone away. He slaps his wife.
Yep.
He will not talk about his emotions. And
Yep.
with that being his only older role model, James has all the trauma from killing his friend,
Yeah.
and he can't talk about it.
He can't talk about it because none of the other adults in his life do either. Yeah.
So instead of dealing with like this horrible feeling and trying to talk it out, he just decides to get it over with.
Yeah, exactly. It just shows how badly that this affects people. Like, it's just very interesting. It's social commentary.
Fuck me, this movie.
Oh, I know. Yeah, it's just a lot to cover. I don't know, like, but because there's not really anything negative I'd have to say about it. It's just a very solidly made movie. It's just a lot to unpack.
Yeah, it's just heavy.
Yeah.
Like, there's no other word for it. It's heavy. I don't know if it's nihilistic.
I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to say if it's nihilistic or not because the point is not much how much the world sucks. It's more so dissecting why it does and what people do that makes it suck.
Yeah, and it's not saying like that there is no hope that this won't get better. It's more the fact that people aren't addressing things or willing to do things in order to make it better.
Exactly. Yeah, and I also really respect that about the movie is it doesn't just straight up say its themes. It portrays them very well, I feel, without actually having to tell, like, be obvious or tell the audience.
Yeah, that's something so far with all of Lynn Ramsey's movies I will give her. She is fantastic at having a theme, but it's not ham-fisted into you, basically.
Exactly. Yeah, she's wonderful at that.
She's very trusting of her audience to understand, like, this is what's going on, or you can at least take a minute to think about it.
Exactly. Yeah.
I will say, though, fantastic acting from everyone. Even the
Yes.
kids do a really good job.
Oh yeah, great job. Because like it's really hard to find really good kid actors, but all of them do a wonderful job. And I do really like her decision to actually like specifically do non-actors and like people who look like people. And she said that she cited that because of their authentically imperfect faces and ability to act genuinely. Basically, like they feel like real people. That's why like in a lot of movies, like me and Justin say that we miss character actors.
Yeah, we just don't. We don't get, like you just said, we don't get people who look like people often.
Like, not everyone's perfect. Not everyone's a glammed up Hollywood movie star. There are people that look like that.
That actually reminds me recently of Jesse Cox, and I'm forgetting who he does the podcast with. Oh, it's the Do you remember Dodger?
Maybe?
She was a YouTuber, worked with Polygon, now does a podcast with Jesse Cox.
Oh, yeah, her. Okay. Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, but they had a moment on the podcast recently where she talked about how press hard to continue. That's her YouTube channel.
Nice.
But she talked about how when working at Polygon, basically every day doing gaming news and stuff, she would be in full makeup. She had to remind herself what she looked like without makeup so she didn't hate it every time she looked in the mirror.
Really? That's interesting.
And that kind of comes through with this movie of like, oh yeah, people can just look like people.
Exactly. Yeah.
Also, without knowing of the garbage strike that was going on in Glasgow and my own bad ability to pay attention at the news feed that they keep showing in the movie, I honestly thought it was just good symbolism of you keep seeing things get worse. Because the town, again, first starts off, it looks poor, but there's a trash bag here, there's a trash bag there. This is a place where people live. It becomes overflowing. Like, all the kids do is play around in trash bags. You see...
Yeah.
You see his younger sister get a sandwich at one point, and she goes and sits outside in trash bags eating as there's adults digging through the garbage.
Yeah, like the trash becomes more prominent. Like there's a scene too where they just take sticks and just start whacking the trash bags, kind of playing around. Like it's really cool how you can see the world progressively like get worse around them.
Yeah, it's a very moody movie.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely the setting as well helps. I don't know if she just went around like Scotland filming it, but it's really cool.
It was real places in Scotland.
Nice. Yeah, and I think Lynn Ramsey called it the ugly, beautiful contrast of life there.
Speaking of beauty, like the camera works great in this. There are some shots that are jaw dropping.
Oh my god. Yeah, the one I always think of, the window shot. That one was just cinema. Mwah.
Yeah, when James first sees the field and you actually see him run and jump out the window, it looks gorgeous.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, cinematography is consistently beautiful. Like a lot of times it's not like over the top, but when it decides to go like full on cinema, it's just incredible.
Two other great shots are him riding the bus because he goes to the top of it, so you just get a full view of like the fields and sky around him. And also, one point when he's running away from home, I think it's to go see Margaret, they get this tracking shot where he's next to the river and you see his reflection in it. It looks amazing.
Yeah, and it's just the tracking. It's like at river level almost, but it's so smooth with how it moves along. It's like the actor running and how they followed him was just the setup of that, and the execution was brilliant.
Jokingly during that scene, just be like, that's half the budget right there.
Yeah. And it was interesting that we got that one honestly really surreal scene of the rat going to the moon to represent the innocents. Like, I get that, but that was like the only really out there scene in the movie. And it's very memorable just because of how much it contrasts with the rest of it.
Yeah, how much it just feels like it comes out of nowhere, but not in a way that's intrusive.
Exactly, yeah. It's very tastefully placed, that whole surreal dream sequence.
Even then, it kind of tells you right away that wasn't real because it zooms out from a TV and then goes to Stag, and we see James on the couch.
Yep. But yeah, I honestly can't think of much else to say about this movie.
It's a lot to unpack, and I feel unskilled to unpack it.
Yeah. It's a really solid art house movie. It's just one probably I'm not going to watch again, but I am really glad I checked it out.
Yeah, I'm happy I saw it. Maybe happy's not the right word.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm not mad that I saw it.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to phrase it.
But I'm also sure also sure there's just some people who had this type of childhood and this movie would hit right at home.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that this absolutely connects with a very specific group of people. And also, fun fact too, before we end it, this is insane to me. Ratcatcher in 1999 was only the second ever feature-length film directed by a Scottish woman.
Really?
After Margaret Tate's Blue Black Permanent in 1992. So at that point, she was only the second ever Scottish woman to direct a movie, a full-length movie.
It took till the 90s for Scotland to have female directors.
Yeah.
The fuck, Scotland?
I know, right? You guys were supposed to be progressive. Come on, you're European, ain't you?
Yeah. I feel bad doing this for a movie, but also it's I think it's important to also be like, we're two dudes. We're two guys who, this isn't our type of movie, that we don't know the history. Nor is it, I don't think it, at least for me, it didn't connect to me super well.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. Like, I wasn't like, oh my goodness, this is so relatable, but it was definitely something I really respected and really appreciated, the art form. So.
Yeah, this is, through all technical aspects, I really appreciate this movie.
Oh yeah.
But that's also just the thing with art house. It's either you connect with it and you have a good time, or you don't.
Yeah, exactly.
I will say, even not connecting to this is still a very solid movie.
Yeah, definitely. So,
A movie's so solid, we should probably rate it as we do every movie with the same rating system. So, Cameron,
yes, Justin.
on a scale A to F, what would you rate this movie?
I'd honestly have to give it a, well, let's see. I'd say a solid B, honestly.
Wow, that low.
Okay, fine, B plus. But I wouldn't rate it
Going
an A.
lower?
I thought minus was lower.
Well, I said A to F. You
I said
start
B.
with the lowest rating and then go to the highest.
What?
You know, like if we did this on a scale of 1 to 10, you say the lowest first and then the highest. So A to F.
I thought A was the highest.
That would be if it was F to A.
Oh, for fuck's sake. You motherfucker. Okay, hold on. On a scale of A to F, I had just assumed that the organization was going to be...
that just to be an asshole.
Okay. But does the audience get that?
Does the audience get what? We use this rating system all the time.
Excuse me, I had to bang my head for a second. Okay, Zen, reset. Hold on. Well, Justin, I'd have to give it a D.
Yeah, I think a D is fair. Maybe a C minus.
Yeah, I don't think like it wouldn't feel fair to me to give it a C, but I definitely have to use I'd have to go a little higher than that and give it a D.
But if we did like other review, if you really want to talk like other review shows, what would you do it on a scale F to A?
I don't. This is our show. Moving on.
Fair enough. Let me do the thing that this show was made to do. Please give us a happier movie. Okay. Well, with that out of the way, let's pray that we get something nicer. Man, I'm realizing with the end of the director's wheel, we're having a real downer time.
We really are. Please give us something a little more happier.
Actually, what do we have left that could be happy?
I mean, Deep Red's gonna be a good time.
Okay, we got Deep Red. That will be a good time. Maybe Lords of Dogtown and In the Mood for Love?
We'll see, yeah, because I know we know what that's about, so.
Miss Bala might at least not be a negative tone.
Yeah.
Review-wise, we'll see.
Yes, so,
But yeah, director's wheel. We still have a couple movies left from directors we chose. We're gonna spin. The other thing is, it's not as easy to explain as the series wheel. Anyway, it is time to spin. Okay, well, we'll check out one of the ones that will hopefully be more positive than this with In the Mood for Love.
yay!
Saving Fallen Angels for last when it comes to Wong Kar-wai.
All right, we got two pretty good bangers to end on, Deep Red and Fallen Angels for Wong Kar-wai. So,
But we have also other movies to land on.
well, yeah, but those are the directors that are last movies, yeah.
Oh, true.
And is Fritz Lang's last M actually?
Yes.
Okay, interesting. So there you go. That's 3 categories that are almost off the wheel.
Yep. So we will see you. Oh, well, if you haven't left already, we will see you next time with In the Mood for Love.
Yeah.
This is an episode.
This truly was an episode.
Oh, God, what am I going to do for the background? Tell me now, audience, in the comments below.
Is that it?
Do you want to have that level of silence and then just cut?
I was just didn't know if I should say bye or if we were just cutting there.
We can cut anywhere.